Your parents have failed you, bro. It's okay. You're fucked up because of your parents. Either your mum or your dad. It's alright. They failed you. I don't even know how to start this, but let's roll. So basically, I was just having a conversation with my mom the other day. Then my brother jumped on, and me and my brother were talking. And when you got siblings, it's a unique experience. When you come from, so I'm the middle child. I've got a younger brother and older sister, and that's a unique situation. All same parents. So growing up, it was interesting. It was different, whether you like it or not, whether anyone wants to admit it. But middle child will know this 100%, and siblings will know this 100%. Your parents have favorites. Your parents treats each kid differently. Your parents raised each kid differently. And just talking to my brother about my experience growing up and talking to my sister about my experience growing up, it's too different. They see it too differently. Like my sister, she doesn't really see it from my side, or she does, but she doesn't really get why I feel the way I do, or she just wants me just to let it go and just bury my feelings, basically. Like with me, I'm the type of guy, if you do me wrong, I'll remember it to the grave. Like there's still teachers or people I didn't like from primary school where I still remember your name, I still remember everything, and I still dislike them to this day. So I'm very stubborn like that. I'm a Taurus, so there we go. But yeah, talking to my brother, we both remembered an incident that happened to me when I was a kid, and he was just basically like, he basically said to me, I was just thinking about the incident the other day, and I was just saying to myself, like, I can't believe it happened. And he couldn't believe that what happened to me, I was able to just carry on and just walk it off, and I had no bruises on me. So basically, I don't even know how to say it, because at the end of the day, I know it's gonna ruffle some feathers. It's gonna, you know, I don't even know if I'm gonna post this video, but yeah. So like, there was just one incident where me, my brother and sister, we were very, very young. I can't remember how young we was, but I must have been 3, 4, maybe. And we used to play we used to play violin. So sometimes our dad would get us like a rented out room that you can rent out just for like business, or you can rent out your own room and you can use it for whatever you need to use it for. So we used to have a room that we used to practice violin in. And there was one time my dad was just pacing up and down, and me and my brother and sister, we were scared, like, why is he so angry? He was just pacing, didn't say anything. And then he looked at me and charged at me, picked me up and threw me across the room. Threw me so hard that my face went straight first into the side of the table. So you know when you have 2 tables and the legs of the table are metal, but there are 2 tables that you could put together to make one big table. So I remember I went flying straight through, and then it's like he woke up from the blinding rage, and then he hugged me and he said he was sorry. And to this day, I still remember the incident. To this day, every day. Some days it's worse. You know, so I remember growing up, I used to remember a lot of things that happened to me as a kid, to the point where I couldn't concentrate on what's going on the day to day. That, like, there's been a lot of relationships I've been in with girls, and they're like, you're so moody, or you don't talk, da 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 da. And it's because there's so much that's happened to me as a kid that I'm just thinking about in the present day, and I can't express it, but it's just, it either gets me so mad, I'm just in it, or I just thinking about it to the point where I can't concentrate. And that's a lot of the reason why, you know, past relationships didn't work out, because I had a lot of stuff going on in my head. So yeah, that happened. And talking to my brother about it the other day, and just talking to him, and this is why it's important to be close with your siblings, or just to talk. Then just talking to him, it just hit home, hearing his point of view and his perspective of the situation, because he was there, and he said he was so scared, and he was shocked that I was okay, because he thought I would have had broken bones or I'd be bleeding, but I was okay. And I was just like, yeah, like I think about it all the time, and it just affected me. And it's just like, a lot of our parents dealt with, a lot of our parents weren't good parents, you know. They may have good intentions, but they weren't good parents. And I mean that with no disrespect, but I mean that in the sense of, a lot of them had anger issues. Like, for example, my dad had a lot of anger issues, you know. And for a lot of years, I didn't know, you know, I didn't know how to express or how to talk to him or what to do, you know, because some days it would be amazing, you know. There's a lot I learned from him. There's some days I looked at him like, wow, this guy's so smart. He's taught himself how to read. He's got a passion for something and he's always doing it. But the other days it would just be like sour, to the point where I thought, there's no point talking to you, because if I talk to you, it's good, and then you do something that annoys me and then I don't want to talk to you. So we used to go through phases where we would get on fine, he would do something piss me off, and I'll stop talking for like a day. Then we would go through that cycle where it was good, then bad, good, then bad. And it got to a point where when it was bad, I would stop talking to him for a day, then it would be a week, then a month, and a lot of time went past. So there was a lot of friction in the house. And the friction in the house, it was very, it's like you had to walk on eggshells. It was really toxic. You know, it was very toxic. And I remember my mum used to say, like, my dad had a bad upbringing and stuff like that. And I tried to understand it, but I could never get my head around it, you know. If you had a bad upbringing, why would you, you know, do that to your child? Or if you knew you had anger issues, go get help, you know. Like, you know, as men and as a father, a love that you have for your child is second to none. And if you know you can't handle, you know, every day outside, and you bring what you have trouble outside inside to your house, then you've got a problem, you know. And I get your child wasn't all that, but then to do, you know, to not be able to control your anger will take it out on your child. I can't excuse that, you know. And for a long time, he marked me up. There was other stuff that happened, but I'm not gonna, you know, go into all of that, because I honestly don't know if I'm gonna post this video or not, because it's if, you know, I got family that subscribe to my channel, so there's stuff that they're not gonna like have heard before, so it's gonna ruffle some feathers. But it's not to say that my dad was horrible to me or whatever, but we clashed over a lot of stuff, because like I said, I'm a very, very stubborn person, and a lot of it, I didn't like the way he used to talk to me, even from the age of 3 and 4. I'm always been the type of person, if you talk to me with some respect, or you you talk to me, don't dictate to me, you talk to me. And a lot of it I felt was him trying to dictate, and a lot of it I felt I was always the one getting the harder treatment, if that makes sense. And just talking to my brother, it just confirmed a lot of the stuff, because a lot of the problems in families is it gets swept under the rug, or a lot of it, yeah, it gets swept under the rug. Because I even remember when I got a bit older and I wanted to talk to him about certain things, he would always say to me, you need to let it go. You've got a chip on your shoulder. You walk around with this chip on your shoulder. You need to let things go. And I always used to hate that, because it's like, you're not acknowledging what you did. And I remember when we had one big bust up and then we sat down and spoke. Even then, he didn't want to acknowledge it. It was like, I have to say sorry. And that always frustrated me. Don't get me wrong. I get parent, child, But at the end of the day, if you've done something wrong, put your hands up. I'm not gonna think anything less of you if my dad said to me, you know what, son? I did this, that, and the other, and I'm sorry. It was because I had pressures on outside going on, and it's never right for me to have done what I did, but I'm sorry. I'm not gonna think anything less of you. In fact, I might think more of you, because at the end of the day, to say that you're sorry is showing me, you know, that's the acknowledgement. That's fine. We all make mistakes. But the fact that you wanna keep pretending like nothing happened or whatever, it's crazy. And I always used to say to myself, and I always used to say, you're only getting older, and so you're getting older, so eventually you're gonna end up in a care home, you know. Eventually you're gonna need my help, you know, whether it is you need looking after, or, you know, whether it is you get sick eventually. Not trying to, you know, wish bad on anybody, but, you know, that's how it normally goes. Your parents get older, you have to look after. So when that happens now, and you're going to ask me for help, what do you think I'm going to say, you know? But this video is just basically for anybody who's just dealing with trauma, or just dealing with stuff in their head from family issues, whatever. And I have to say, like, mental health is a serious thing. It's no joke. I used to go around saying like, oh, it's just a weak thing to say mental health, and nah, man. Mental health, especially if it's not addressed, it can muck you up, man. I can't tell you how many years I've just been mad, you know. I mean, people look at me and say, oh, you're a big guy, you go gym, whatever. And I can tell you now, I've never touched steroids or anything. But the reason why I look so jacked, or the reason why, you know, I look big, or I dedicate to the gym, is because of the anger I have. And the anger I had in me, you know. I used to just kill it at the gym. But, you know, there's a lot that people go through. There's a lot that I've dealt with. There's a lot that I've overcome, you know. But I can honestly say, fathers, you need to do your job. You need to do better, you know. I'm not talking to everybody, but there's those that know, you know. As men, as fathers, if you know you've had a hard upbringing, and you know if it affected you, you know if you got anger temperaments, you need to see, so you need to deal with it. It's on you to get it sorted. You shouldn't go on and just do things and then, you know, sweep it under the rug and not address it, man. And if you make mistakes, put your hand up and say you make mistakes, because your kids will hold you accountable. You know, kids never forget. Kids remember everything. There's so much I remember. There's so much that plays on in the head. But that's it really. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah.